Thank you so much, Congressman Takano, for speaking with Voice of America. So recently you led a bipartisan congressional delegation to Taiwan. It was actually a surprise visit. Can you tell us a little more about your discussions with Taiwan's government officials there? What's the most important message you brought there?
Well, the most important message was that our relations with Taiwan are rock solid. It's the word I used, that we have bipartisan sentiment to support a free and secure Taiwan, a Taiwan that is not forced into unification, but in terms of that the future should be decided, the future vis-a-vis China and Taiwan needs to be decided by both peoples, not by one people, but by both peoples, that we stand behind that principle. And that also that this visit elicited an overreaction by the Chinese government. They're overly sensitive. This was a normal visitation of congressional members, bipartisan congressional members. We used a plane that is controlled by the military, but it was not a military plane. It was a plane that we normally use to visit many countries, and a silly overreaction on the part of the Chinese government. I went there because I wanted to discuss and understand how Taiwan treats its veterans, the nature of its veteran services, from education to healthcare. We did that in all the countries we visited, both Japan and in South Korea. So my other sense is that the other message, I didn't really say it to Taiwan, but I agree with Taiwan that China should not be use bullying behavior to establish new norms or to erase old norms. It was an old norm, a long-standing norm that we visit routinely with congressional delegations to Taiwan.
You mentioned a little bit about China's reaction to this trip. It's actually the second congressional delegation to Taiwan in November, and China wanted the delegation to cancel the trip before you arrived. They
also issued letters to members of my delegation. I later found out they had done it with me. I didn't receive the letters because I was away and I wasn't able to reach my staff. I did inquire, did we get letters from China, and they weren't able to respond to me. But even if I had, the letters were making demands that were far outside the norms of our relationship, the United States' relationship with Taiwan. I mean, and of course, the headlines were very dramatic. 5 members of Congress defying China. What we were defying was not China so much. Well, in a way, we were defying China, but defying a ridiculous demand of a new norm that China was trying to establish, a controlling norm. Look, we're going to abide by a practice, which is we visit.
During your stay in Taiwan, China's military carried out some kind of military patrols in the direction of Taiwan Strait. Some people are saying that one of China's tactics in retaliating Washington's Taiwan moves is to take it out on a smaller Taiwan. Do you share this concern that a closer ties with Taiwan may trigger or provoke China and put Taiwan in an even more dangerous situation?
I think China needs to calm down. I think China needs to understand that both the United States and China will benefit from a free and secure Taiwan that punches above its weight in terms of innovation and expertise in high-end manufacturing, advanced manufacturing of computer chips and semiconductors that everybody in the world needs. So not just China and the United States, but everybody will benefit from a free and secure Taiwan. China will benefit too. China will lose the more that it threatens the future, the security, and the freedom of Taiwan. And like I said, the leadership needs to, I think, relax. They're overly sensitive. They're eager to try to change norms, to put their military assets right up to the edge and harass. My thing is, yes, you China are far more powerful than you were 40 years ago. Congratulations, you've built a great economy. You've lifted people out of poverty. You have more power, but with power comes responsibility. With power becomes respect. But I will oppose power that is bullying. And what do I mean by bullying? Bullying which is about changing norms, attempting to intimidate democratic peoples, suppressing individuals in other countries, interfering by using disinformation and violating cybersecurity. These are all things that are beneath a great power, and certainly, but a bullying power will certainly stoop to these things. And I want to see a responsible, great power in the Pacific, not a bullying power.
Biden administration has invited Taiwan to the Summit for Democracy next week. What kind of role would you like to see Taiwan play in the U.S. strategy overall in the region? I
would like to see Taiwan continue to be an amazing exemplar of democratic rule. I think President Tsai is an underappreciated, courageous leader. She stands up there with people like Angela Merkel, in my opinion. She leads in Asia and she leads globally as the leader of a tiny country, but standing up against a great intimidating neighbor. And there's something very morally significant. There's a moral power in a nation and a leader standing strong. And I think Taiwan's President Biden was correct to invite the Taiwanese government to participate in the Summit of Democracies, because the summit means that you're high on a mountain, and as far as I'm concerned, Taiwan is at the very top of that mountain of democracies. I hope that my country will find and rejuvenate our own democratic ideals, because it's the power of the example, not the example of the power, as President Biden says. And Taiwan, the strength and power of Taiwan is in the power of Taiwan's example of being a great democracy.
Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you very much.